Hello, hello, hello. Good to see everybody. Kieran, good to see you again. Double pivot, we're back. We're back. We've always been here, but we're back. Back for game week 38, the final game week, and what seems like quite a long season, Kieran. Especially for me anyway. Kieran, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Shane. I'm doing good. Game week 38, it's my Christmas, right? Like, I'd sandbagged my chips for this moment. The games didn't go the way they were meant to. And I've stumbled into a free hit for game week 8 for the third year in a row. And the last 2 years with smashing scores. This wasn't deliberate this year, but the fact that I'm here once again, able to pick anyone, able to redo my thread with me in mind and other people, but with me in mind primarily, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And now having the opportunity with you, Shane, where look, a graph on the screen is just skimming through X. Like you have a quick look at it, you chuck a bookmark, you might go back to it, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to look at it sometimes and go, well, what does that mean? I don't get it. So this just seemed perfect, didn't it, Shane? Like we've had a hiatus. We've both had busy lives. We're consistently inconsistent. So apologies to our loyal fans.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
We will indeed. So look, I've realised I've not even shared it on our X. So I'm going to do that, Shane. But why don't you tell me, what have you been up to?
Oh, life. I think life is what we've been up to. And it's quite hard to get into... to keep FBL, sometimes it affects your decision. For me, last week, bench boost for a combined total points of 2 points on my bench boost, Kieran. So I'm going to chalk that down to life. Yeah. I'm going to chalk that to life. Yeah, I didn't. I had my free hit and my bench boost left, and I'd done my free hit the week before, I think, which actually paid off quite well. I would have liked to keep it for the last day like you, but the bench boost, I don't know. I just thought, you know what, Newcastle against Arsenal, they're gonna keep a double clean sheet here, and Robertson didn't play as well, so that didn't help. Isaac didn't play, which, listen, Isaac's dead to me. I've had my trouble with Isaac over the years, mate. He's dead to me now. And the Palace keeper as well. So, yeah, 2 points on a bench boost is probably the worst I've ever used that chip, or most.
You've reminded me, Shane. I've completely forgotten about it in the midst of all the excitement of game week 38. I used my bench boost last week as well, actually.
Surely got more than 2 points.
Oh dear. I did. I had Sells for 3 points, Nuri for 0, Munoz for 1, and Sharda for 2. So not much better than you. 6 points, not 2.
Do you know what? And this has affected already my decision for next season. I'm going to bench boost game week 1. I'm get done with it. That's what I'm going to do.
It's not even to get done with it, is it? It's a case where people go, "Oh, your players might not play," but like even when they play, you get 1 or 2 points when you've waited it. So
yeah, I left it too long. I think I left it too long. Although I mean, I should have probably kept it to this week, but you just don't know, do you? It was a nightmare. Yeah, it wasn't good. But again, you know, you got life in the way. You're trying to make just decisions on life as well. FPL at the side, and sometimes your mind gets a bit clouded. And you make the wrong decision, or it doesn't pay off anyway. So I kind of feel, I'll tell you what I feel like. We've not actually spoke since that, but I kind of feel a bit dejected, as if like my rival club had won a cup recently. That's how I'm feeling, Kieran. We've not discussed that. I've got one of my other friends, he's an Arsenal fan, and I said, who do you want to win? Obviously wanted United to win, but I don't know. I don't think you want anyone to win. Avoid cup would have been the good thing for you.
There's a couple of things I'll add on it. So it's difficult. As someone born and raised in North London, besides all the banter and the rivalry, a lot of very good friends are Spurs fans. A lot of them. And a lot of people I know in this community are Spurs fans.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I'm happy they're happy. Like, one of the first things I said, like, I'm happy. Like, look,
I can tell by the high pitch. I'm happy.
I'm happy. Look, we'll ignore the fact that this season in the Europa League, no Champions League teams dropped down, so the quality of it was diminished significantly. We'll ignore the fact that every year Aberdeen play a Champions League qualifier and it doesn't get this much hype. We'll ignore all of that. Well done for winning your Champions League qualifier. Welcome to the Champions League. Well, and it's a trophy. So, like, well done. It's not a major trophy. We need to clarify that, because if you win a trophy... Well, no, but my rationale, okay? If by winning a trophy, it grants you access to a better tournament, then it can't be a major.
Yeah, I get you. I actually feel quite happy for it.
There's majors in golf, and there's other very prestigious tournaments, but the majors are the majors.
Yeah, like tennis is only Big Five. Yeah.
So that's it. It's a great tournament. It's better than the League Cup, no doubt on that. There's arguments about this year whether or not it's better than the FA Cup. Previous years, I'd say it probably is. But if you lose the Champions League team, is it better than the FA Cup? It's a cup, so well done.
Well done through clinch. Well done. You know what? I do feel good for Ange, obviously being from Celtic, and he's been getting flat and quite rightly because of the way he's been playing. But I'm actually glad. Genuinely, I wanted them to win it over United because United would come out and oh look, we can still make it work. And I'm actually fairly happy that for some reason people are realizing now. Wait a minute, Man United aren't a very good team. Ooh, I could have told you that a while ago. But no, listen, well done, Ange. Well done, Spurs fans. If you're watching, obviously you've got quite a few that you know, Kieran, anyway. But we'll probably move on because the least said about that, the better for you.
We will. Let's get into why we're here, Shane, because we don't want this to be a long one. Just really wanted to get some stuff out here. And look, we've seen Rob. Rob's excellent graphics as always about the game week 38 being highest scoring. Now, I've been doing this for the last 10 years, so here it is, just with a little bit more evidence about game week 38 compared to the normal. And well, look, simply put, game week 38 is a nice blue graph there, and the season average is the orange. And every single year, it outperforms.
Jeez,
by a fair amount.
Okay, yeah, I know, yeah.
Because if we look at when you look at decimals, it doesn't seem that much, right? But if you actually look at it as goals, an average of 33 goals in the game week compared to 37. An average of 28 compared to 33. Like we're looking at 4 or 5 extra goals here on average. And in some seasons like 18, 19, you're looking at 8. Now this year, we're sitting at around 2.95, which is on par for most other years, right? It would actually be the second highest scoring year in the last 10 years. Just last year was ridiculous in terms of the goal scoring. So look, this was just kind of the first one. Now, there's a few things that I like about it in particular. I like to kind of see a bit more around those kind of things, like what else happens in these areas. And people say, look, if there's lots of goals, there's not going to be any clean sheets, are there, Shane?
Exactly.
Well, let's have a look. So, the orange is the clean sheets each season in game week 38. And the greatest clean sheets against relegation teams, because you think, you might be able to stuff them. But only in 2014-15 did only one team score in game week 38. The rest of the time, and in 15-16, but the last few years, 2 teams have scored that have been relegated in game week 38. So if we're looking at like Leicester, Southampton, and thinking, they're not going to put up a fight. Well, they might. They're probably going to get a goal. Yeah. But there's still a lot of clean sheets, right? Still a lot of clean sheets.
Yeah, just having the right guy, the right players, that's the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, I think anyone looking to do defender transfer this week is probably, you might as well just risk it a little bit, really. Unless you've got a terrible backline of 3, then maybe change one. But yeah, just a bit of risk. Because like you're saying, anybody can concede.
Anyone can concede, and like 3 or 4 teams will probably keep a clean sheet. And in
do you think Arsenal concede?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think
it would surprise me. We'll actually come on to some of the more team-relevant data shortly, actually, on this, as we're running through it. This is kind of more, just, I guess, the overarching stuff. Another thing that I find quite interesting, though, game week 38. So we're saying relegation teams can score, right?
They can.
But we're also saying lots of goals are scored.
Mm-hmm.
So in game week 38, goals against the team rock bottom.
That's pretty definitive. Jesus. Wow.
Now, to kind of give examples of these games as well, because I appreciate just numbers on here, and I'll just run through what each of these were on the season so that we can kind of put it into context, because I know a few people have put, again, like 5 goal thrillings. Now, in some seasons, there's 2 or 3 games that have 5 goals scored in them, which is just crazy. So, look, if we're looking at, like, in particular, the seasons where teams conceded 5 goals, in 2014-15, that was Leicester scoring 5 against QPR. QPR finishing bottom. Leicester were obviously decent back then.
Yeah.
16-17, Sunderland finished rock bottom and Chelsea put 5 past them. 1920, it was Norwich rock bottom and City put 5 past them. And in 21-22, it was Norwich again who finished bottom and Spurs put 5 past them. Now, in 2 of these games, that team in 20th was at home, and in 2 of them, they were away. So this doesn't really matter if you're in 20th as to whether you're going to let in 5 or not.
No. And for Arsenal, Southampton are worse at home than they are away, to be fair. Even though they have improved. They have improved. But that's good omens for the relegated. The relegated 3.
Well, exactly. So look, actually, let's just see. Which one am I going to go to next? Well, the other thing I kind of like to look at is, do some teams perform better in game week 38, Shane? We say whether or not there's something on the line. And actually, before I go on to this one, let me just remove this one from the stage for a second. And actually, with the amount of images we want to share with everyone today, I'm having to upload and remove as we go here on some of these. So we really are giving you image delight that you can go back and have a look at. But look here,
everyone likes.
If a team has something on the line, they tend to win. If they're playing the team that has nothing on the line, just plain and simply, right now, if there's 2 teams that are playing each other, then of course one wins, one loses. But this is purely the matchups where Team A is playing for something, Team B isn't.
Okay.
So if we're looking at the games this week where Newcastle need to win for Champions League,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Everton nothing. Well, looking at the 36 games that have happened, 25 of them, that team's won the game. And that applies whether or not you're being relegated or going for Europe. There's not that much difference between that kind of importance of it. It just tends to be the fact that, if you've got something to play for and you're playing a team that doesn't, you'll probably win. You will probably win. So probably not too many surprises on that one. But I think, just worth sharing. Now, let's go on to the team records, though. Now, just to make it quicker for you, Shane, but this is every team. And look, not all of them would have played 20 game weeks, 10 seasons, obviously. So you'll see that they're all up and down different areas. Brentford's only goes up to 3 because in the last 10 years, there's only 3 years they've been game week 38. Ipswich have none because they've not been here before. Now, orange is the games they've won. Grey is the draws. Yellow are losses. Now, we can start alphabetically if we want, Shane. What do you notice about Arsenal?
I was going to say, they've not got a bad record, to be fair, in the last day. every single game won, not bad.
Every single one of the last 10 games, they've won. And conversely, do you notice that if we went to the other end of the alphabet, do you notice anything about Wolves?
Well, they've lost every single game, which, again, is pretty good for our selection, really. Or it gives us a bit more idea who we're going to select.
Maybe, because, again, look, if you want to, I'm actually planning on recording a video and uploading it before the deadline where I'm just going to do a quick recap of game week 38 in every season. Like, in this season, this team played this one, and here are all the scores. And all those scores will be on the screen and a finishing table, etc. Just 10-minute video running through all of it. Because, of course, who you play is important as well, right? Wolves may have played Man City every single game of those 6. They'll probably lose, right? Okay. So there's context behind all of that. Now, if we look a little bit more... I didn't want to do that one first, actually, so we will just skip past it quickly. Now, there is a slight typo in this graph. Arsenal were at 3.1, not 3.2, and ignore that blue 1. That's when I tried to correct the 0.2 to a 0.1. I've just added a random 1 in there instead. So apologies for that one. That is, as far as I'm aware, the only one that's a bit. And let me just do a quick shift here with the magic. Look, there we are. We can see Spurs at 3.3 goals they score per game in game week 38. So in the last 10 seasons, Spurs have scored 33 goals in game week 38 alone.
But now, like you're saying, obviously, with obviously winning the cup and stuff, there's differences. Usually they don't win anything, so that's why they can score a few in the last day. Is that what you're going to say, right?
No, possibly. Like, I still think there'll probably be a relatively open game for them, right? As in, like, I still think Spurs are capable of scoring, particularly against a team like Brighton. Now, do you remember how Wolves haven't won a game? In fact, they've lost all 6 of them in game week 38. I think I might know why, Shane. They don't seem to score many goals here. They've scored 2.
Do they go on holiday early? Is are they already on the beach? Yeah, that's quite drastic to anybody else. Like, even the bottom of our team, like, all right, Leicester in recent times have been a bit, fairly good, but even like Southampton and stuff, it's significantly less.
Significantly less. And look, there's other ones that stand out to me here. Newcastle, a team that are playing for something, averaging over 2.5 goals in game 38 that they score. So, yeah, wouldn't put you off their players. Definitely wouldn't. I also wouldn't necessarily put you off, like, when we're going back to teams that finish relegations, and quite often they're not the teams you're going to get your clean sheet against. You wouldn't be surprised with Leicester scoring a goal, would you?
No. I think most teams this week, like you're saying, even Southampton, I think Arsenal win, but yeah, even them, they can score. Because people just go full out, especially if it's a home game. They want to kind of entertain the crowd, don't they?
Let's have a look at a little bit more here. So this is the goals conceded. Look, the Arsenal one is still here randomly. I don't know why. So ignore that random blue line. But this is how many goals teams concede on average in game week 38. Now, our logo's in the way here. Oh, there we are. Now we can see how many Wolves concede in game week 38. So we concede almost 3 goals. 2.67 a game in game week 38 and scored 0.33.
Yeah, that's not going to help when you're not scoring goals either. So I'm not surprised they've won. But you can see the two ends of the scale, with obviously Wolves conceding the most and Arsenal conceding almost the least.
City being the least alongside Man U, surprisingly. Now, I don't think that would be the case this year. I think Man U might take a bit of a hit on that average.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's interesting again for like certain ones we're looking at there, where like, if Wolves are conceding that many goals, and we know that Brentford kind of have something to play for, Wissern and Bumo have records to play for, you kind of like them for it, don't you?
You know what's coming. Yeah,
now, and it's kind of thing. It doesn't always align, right? Like, Brentford aren't the best scorers, but it's a 1 and a bit. So you'd expect when they're paired up with a team like Wolves, it might be 2 or 3 that they might score. Yeah. Especially
when you consider, like I was saying earlier, listen, I've had enough Isaac. I can't trust anything Eddie Howe says anyway. I don't think Isaac's going to play, so he's coming out, and Visser's he's probably going to come in. After seeing this, he's definitely going to come in now, because any time Brentford score, it's usually Visser and Buemo. So I think he's going to come in. And you got to go fully attacking, lineup really as well, don't you? You never know. You could get a few. You could get a few, especially Wolves conceding so many in the last day. You could get a few.
That's it. So look, I thought what's always nice, when you've got goals scored, goals conceded, you go, so what's the game if I could watch any game this week and that I'd want to watch? Well, it's kind of Spurs. It's kind of Spurs.
Yeah. Well, would you watch that game, Kieran?
I'm considering 2 Brighton players on my free hit draft, so yes, I probably would.
Oh, so you will be. Oh. Inflicting the maximum damage, like you won Europa League, but my players battered you in the game week 38, so I'm kind of happy. Do you know what I mean? But I think there's a few teams. Yeah, I think obviously using this and with everything that's happened in the cup, Spurs probably one to target, especially United, heavily targeted.
There's another game that I didn't have this team in my free hit draft. Well, I had a defender from it in, right? But this is the graph in particular that's made me start thinking. And actually, Colm's joined us in the chat here. And
hey, Colm, how are you doing?
What stands out to me in this graph is that Fulham's orange compared to blue is quite weighted towards the orange, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing Man City, who score a lot of goals in game week 38, and we'll go back to it. And Fulham concede a lot of goals in game week 38, and we'll go back to it again. Man City score a lot of goals in game week 38.
But there is, I don't know. This season's a bit different. You know what I mean? I think
I can see a 3-0.
Really?
I can see a Haaland hat trick.
Really? I mean, with the...
He's come into one of my drafts. Has he?
Well, do you know what? I hadn't really had him all season. I've been rabbiting on, you don't need Haaland, it's too expensive. And I thought, you know what, I'll free hit. I'll bring him in, Southampton. Because he was really lowly owned. That was like, right, do you know what, it's a good choice. 0-0 Southampton. And that's the thing. Like we've been saying for a while, Kieran, especially me from the start, they drew 0-0 with Southampton and they beat Leicester 2-0, was it? They're just not that team anymore. And I think the Fulham manager looks like he's leaving, right? It's possibly, I don't know. Yeah, he could possibly leave. And I just think he could do a bit of a job for his last game before he leaves. And listen, I'm not saying Fulham are going to win. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to put in a really, really good defensive display, especially in the last game week of the season. Well, hopefully it'll be a good game like that. Hopefully it goes right to the wire, especially with the Champions League space is so open, you know.
No, exactly. Now I know we've got this nice one that I already showed you. I just also thought this looks quite nice. The win percentage in game week 38. Just the percentage of how often a team wins. Man City win 80%, Liverpool win 70%, Newcastle wins 77.78. Now Ipswich is not applicable, right?
Yeah,
Wolves is a 0.00, like a genuine 0.00. Yeah, the next closest is Southampton. So again, you're looking at Arsenal v Southampton, lovely. You're looking Newcastle versus Everton, lovely. You're looking, who have Bournemouth got?
Leicester.
Look, Bournemouth, Leicester. If we're going on the trend, you're going, oh dear, that's a draw.
It could be. I could see them scoring.
And yeah, and like you look at this, West Ham v Ipswich. Well, West Ham are pretty decent on the final day of the season, but Ipswich we just don't know. But again, not too bad. Now, the next thing I wanted to look at was something I found interesting is when people are tired, are there more penalties? And particularly on a free hit team, like should I be getting penalty takers in? And
the exact same thought I've been having, Kieran. I've been thinking about penalties all day, actually, as it happens.
Now, just the first thing I did, just in general, was I wanted to see like season penalties and penalties for home team, right? Just this is across the season, right?
Yeah.
Now, the scary thing is, do you know how many penalties there's been in the Premier League this season?
Nowhere near as what it used to be. I'm going to go 18.
No, mate. What do you mean 18? What, 18 penalties in total in the entire season?
I thought you meant this half.
No. I'm just saying, like, no. So if we look at these numbers, so 2014-15 was, 2017-18 was the lowest amount of penalties with like 80, right? Mm-hmm. No, 24-25 was rather.
Yes,
this year, right? But do you see that point? We're at 70-something this year. We are a long way down.
Yes, Cayman.
Long way down.
Yes, Cayman. Yes, Geddy. Yes, Colm. Thanks for joining us, lads. Legends. The penalties. We're a long way off of what we usually are.
A long way off of what we usually are, which just in general I find is a little bit interesting. Is it that we're staying with teams for longer? I'm not too sure. But look, let's have a look at sort of game week 38 penalties. It's more often than not, like, so we had a period 2019-20, 2021, 21-22, where in game week 38, lovely jubbly, 5 penalties, 6 penalties, 5 penalties. And then the last 2 years, we've had 1 penalty in game week 38 in each season.
I think it's definitely going to
improve. So we went from a penalty in half the games.
Yeah.
But you say that, but like, if we're saying it's going to improve, but we're at an all-time low almost of penalties, well, we are at an all-time low of penalties in the season, well, we might have none.
Nah, we can't.
None.
No, I think, no, I can't do it. I think there's going to be a good 2 or 3. I really do. People are tired of it.
You think 2 or 3?
You know what I mean? Could be even be more.
2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, 2 to 4, so 3 average. Yeah, I'll go 3 average. But yeah, I mean, it's important. I think we've been saying it all week that it's important to have penalty takers, and we always do manage. You know, as FPL managers, we always want penalty takers if we can. but maybe you're deliberating between two players. Maybe one's penalty, one's not. That's gonna change it up. Yeah, it'd be good. It makes for a good game week 38. Do you know what I mean? I love it when it's all at the same time and you're flicking between games, especially now with the Champions League. Any of those 4 or 5 teams could get in. And like I'm saying, I've been a little Touchwood. I've been a little right about City all season. I just think they're going to find it difficult against Fulham. They're not the old. You know what I mean? They're not what we're accustomed to.
They're going to batter them, Shane. They're going to batter them. They're going to batter them. It's going to be 3 or 4.
Do you reckon? Well, see, actually, they've got a few injuries. Fulham. Lukic is out, I think, right? That's who.
And look, we're back on the graph, Shane. We're back on the graph for you. As you're saying this, we're back on the graph, and you're still saying this to me. Like how I feel offended that you're looking at the data and you're telling me Fulham are going to win. Like, no, Shane, we're looking at the data and you're telling me, look, Fulham here, 1-1, lost 3, and you're telling me they're going to win, Shane.
No, I didn't say win. Whoa, take this back. I didn't say win. I think they'll find it.
You're going to say draw? They've never drawn. They've never drawn.
Until now, I just think they'll probably. I don't know. City always seem to do it at the end, but I just don't know. Oh, what's big Comms?
He's making me go back to it. He's making me go back to it, though, isn't he?
Oh, Comms too. I like it, Com.
So City have something to play for and Fulham have nothing to play for. We're going back to it, Shane. When a team has something to play for and they're playing a team that doesn't, they win.
We have to focus on the data. I should have done this from game week 1. I might have had a better position for finishing.
Only on game week 38.
Yeah. We'll start doing it now. We'll start now. Can I just say about all the guys in the chat came in, Colm, Geddy, they're all having a fantastic season. So well done to them. Again, if you're not following or listening to them, go and see what they're doing for the final game week of the season, because they are absolutely smashing it this week. I think the highest is maybe Cayman. I think he's top 1,000 or something. I might be doing a disservice. I think he was even less than that. So he's doing well. So if you're not listening, if you're not following, go and follow him. Make sure you are. Definitely better seasons than us, Kieran, I might say. And maybe that's why. Do you know what? And we've been doing it, and that's what I love. I love doing in our pod is we do the matchups, but then quite often, Cayman's 1.7k, so yeah, pretty good. But we follow the matchups, and then sometimes we ignore it. We've already got that in our head. Like I've got that stuck in my head on City. I'm like, I think they're going to find it difficult. I think it's because they done me such a disservice against Southampton. Do you know what I mean? I thought Haaland is going to be the change up, and he wasn't, and now he's dead to me. But so
Shane, let's go, right? What we're going to do this week is we are going to do some predictions, right? We're going to do predictions. Yes. I'm looking for a pen. Oh, I've got a pen. Good, right? Now, you can predict whatever you want. What I'm going to do on all these predictions is I'm going to click back to the data and I'm then going to make my picks.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like it.
So, Bournemouth. I know this data off by heart, by the way, because I've got the mega spreadsheet in front of me. Literally right now, you could ask me any team, and I could tell you what their scores were in every game week 38 over the last 10 seasons.
Man City.
Last season. Hang on. You're actually going to do it. Let me actually just open up the spreadsheet then.
He's actually done it. He's only got done it.
Well, look, this is going to take up like my... In fact, do you know what we'll do? We'll treat people into what it's like when I go deep into the data.
Data dive. Cayman saying he wants to cap a Saka, and the data suggests, Kieran, that he's probably the best choice. Or so one of the best choices, if not the best choice.
Here you are. Even whether they're home or away, every single game for the last 10 seasons.
See, this is the kind of stuff we do on this pod. So I mean, we delve into the doldrums of data, so you don't have to, and you can make your informed decision.
We have got all the team data. So, and look, we can go back to it. Like, what year would you like to hear about in game week 38, Shane? Let's treat them to it.
Oh, I'd like the year Leicester won, 2016, right? 16, 17? Or was it 15, 16 Leicester won? I think
you got the league wrong. There we are. It's 15, 16. Here we are. 16. They drew on the final day. But in that week, there were 2 clean sheets. There were 23 meaningful games. Arsenal could finish above Spurs if they won and Spurs lost. Liverpool could finish above West Ham if they won and West Ham lost. Southampton needed a win to secure Europa. City needed a point to secure Champions League.
Look
United
at
a win,
that.
and City a loss, and relegation and title was sealed.
That's amazing you've done that. Scroll back down on that again. Like, it's such...
Oh, we do another one. Every
like
single
the league
year.
changing. So that was Southampton for Europe spaces. That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Liverpool to finish above West Ham. Gee,
yeah.
Stoke
and
City
they didn't.
ninth.
Well, you know what I like about that one, right? Do you know one of my favourite seasons? I'll take you to a score that I think a lot of people don't remember, right? Steven Gerrard's last game for Liverpool. They played Stoke. Do you remember the score?
Was this the slip?
No.
No. I'm going to go 4-1.
You're going to go 4-1? You're not counting enough goals there, mate. What year was it, though? I'm trying to remember now.
It's going to be a battering, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Big Wade's here. Wade, how you doing?
Oh, here we are. Here we are. Do you see it, Shane?
Bloody hell, 4-1. I thought it was going rogue. 6-1 Stoke. I'd love to know who scored in that. Was that like Charlie Adam days before he went to Liverpool? Stoke. Oh, was that Peter Crouchy?
Yeah.
Must have been about that side. The Adam Crouch connection, mate. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's good to have a little look back, isn't it? You know what I mean? Chelsea to Sunderland right there, Swansea. Spurs won a game. Wow, that's quite a while ago. And as we're doing it, as we're going along, it'd be good to see what everyone's predictions are.
Wade's got 5-5 between Bournemouth and Leicester.
5-5. Fucking hell. That's all Leicester's goals all season.
I think that was Wade knowing the West Brom score against Man United rather than his Bournemouth-Leicester prediction. But look, I'll let you go first. What are you going for on Bournemouth v Leicester?
Listen, if Bournemouth win this, they cement in the top 10. They should get in the top 10. So I'm definitely going for a Bournemouth win. Leicester, I think they're away from home. They're not going to put much of a fight up. I'm going to go for a solid 3-0 Bournemouth. Again, a team with a little bit to play with nothing to play. So 3-0.
Okay, I'm going 3-2.
Oh, Geddy's gone 2-0. Well, Com's gone 2-1. Wade's gone 3-0. Yes, Wade. If Cayman's still in there, get your wee predictions in there, mate. What'd you go there, sir?
3-2. 3-2 Bournemouth.
3-2. Jamie Vardy double, is it?
He won't play.
Not playing. Yeah.
All right, I'll go first on the next one. Fulham v City. Well, I'm going 3-0.
3-0.
Yep.
Do I go the data or do I go what Shane thought before? I mean, it's not worked well for me all season, so why stop now? Genuinely, I'm going to go 1-0. Genuinely, I'm going to go 1-0.
Mental. All right, you're up next for Ipswich v West Ham.
Ipswich, West Ham, like you say, they got a terrible record. Or they don't really apply because they've not really been in the Prem. West Ham, they always finish well. Bourne always finish well. So I think we'll go 2-0 West Ham.
Cool. I am going to go with 2-1.
I knew you were going to have Ipswich this score.
Mate, there's a reason why I'm going for it, isn't there?
FPL Cortex, how you doing, mate? Doing some predictions, so join along, mate. Right, it's next up for me, Liverpool Palace. Oh, I don't know.
Me first, isn't it? It's me first on that one.
Oh yes. I mean, it's Palace have won that cup. I just feel like they're being on the piss all week. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be 3-1 Liverpool. It's trophy presentation, isn't it?
I think this will be. It is. Saying it is Anfield. I think it'll be fairly low scoring. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. Quite tight. Even though there's a lot of goals, I just think it'll be quite tight.
Cool.
What did you go there, sir?
I went 3-1.
3-1. Right, next. Oh, United Villa. It's me up next, isn't it? Oh, Com's gone Liverpool 4-2. Could be Guehi's out, actually. And there's quite a few other players who aren't going to play for Palace. So, Salah could come back, I've got him. I've been thinking of taking him out. United Villa, listen, people have been slating me for it all season. United are not the top 6 side. They're not even the top 10 side right now. They are an absolute clip. I think it's going to get worse for them. I think this is going to be a bit of a battering at home, and it's going to end even worse for United. So, genuinely, I think it'll be 3-0 Villa. I really do.
Do I go with the data which says
sorry,
that United
Geddy.
win?
Yeah, sorry, Geddy.
I've got a dilemma here, right?
Villa.
I've got a dilemma. Do I go with this data that says that United will win, or do I go with the team that has something to play for will win data?
That's the thing, actually. Yeah, Villa have still got something to play for, mate. And I think they'll be so dejected from that win. And listen, they couldn't even.
You went 3-0, did you? Did you go 3-0?
I went 3-0. Yeah. Geddy's gone 4-0. Everyone's gone for Villa win. Geddy's gone 4-0. Com's gone 3-1 Villa. Cortex gone 3-0 Villa. Wade's gone 2-0 Villa.
I'm going 3-1. I'm going 3-1.
3-1 Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
here we are. Newcastle Everton. This is one that I can definitely go to. This is where I can just straight away go to this, and I will look at this straight away, and I'll go Newcastle 3, Everton 0.
3-0. Oh. I think it'll be quite high scoring. I'm going to go 3-2 Newcastle.
You're going 3-2?
3-2, yeah. Cool. And there's a penalty in that, by the way. I'm going to clip that. There's going to be a penalty in that. Gordon will go down. Who'll take the penalty if Gordon goes down? Isaac doesn't play. Bruno.
All right. Forest v Chelsea.
Is it you or me first?
It's you.
Oh, where's Chelsea? For it, that's even.
They've got pretty even records here.
This is a tough. Who's at home? Forest.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, actually, would they not be? Oh no, they got European. Chelsea, Forest have got to win, right? Chelsea don't have to win, I don't think, right?
Chelsea have already got. No, if they win Conference League, they get Europa League. But if they win the Champions League, they need for the Champions League, don't they? So they both do. Like everyone needs to win. No one's secure.
So really, one of them needs to win. Yeah, one of them needs to win. So, 2-1 Forest. Just came to me.
Okay, I've gone with a 1-1.
Oh, 1-0. I was thinking that.
Having a look at other ones, we've gone with a 1-0 Forest. We've gone with a 1-0. We've got another 1-0. We've got a 1-0 Forest. Oh, Southampton v Arsenal. Well, this is nice and easy. Southampton 0, Arsenal 5.
5? What? Saka's scoring 5, is he?
Not necessarily Saka, but like
Trossard, maybe.
Well, it's not even about that, is it? It's like we'll just go back to it, Shane. Like we go back to the data.
Yeah,
teams 20th love to concede 5.
Yeah, actually, Geddy's gone 9-0. Arsenal. Wade's gone 4. Com's gone 5-1. I'm gonna go 3-0. 3-0.
Boo.
It's still a big one.
All right.
What are we thinking?
Well,
what are we thinking?
You're just waiting to see what everyone else says.
I can't see it. I'll full screen that actually. They're going 3-1. Yeah, I can't listen. I think the Tottenham players, no one's really going to be bothered. They're at home. Will they score? I think they struggle. 2-1. Do you know what? No, actually, I'm just still going to go rogue on this because his last game, it's at home. I'm going to go a 2-2. I'm going to go Little Desmond.
Little Desmond? I've also gone with Spurs 2, but I've gone Brighton 4.
See, that is a game week 38 score right there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Same as Com's put 5-3. I can see that. Like that's the kind of realm I think we're thinking.
I like it. I like everyone contributing as well. You know, we're all together again. I like it. Right, you're next on this. Wolves, Brentford. Obviously,
Wolves, Brentford. I'm going with Wolves 0, Brentford 3.
now. Brentford 3. I'm going to go. I don't think Cunha plays. I'm going to go 4 now, is what I'm going to go.
Woo!
I think it will be a bit of a battering.
So I'm just going to do something here quickly. Oh no, hang on. Let me do it. So you just
3-2.
You talk to the chat for a little bit here, Shane. I just want to work something out.
Geddy's gone. Let me put it up here. So it looks like I'm looking at the camera. I'm not, not seeing everybody. Geddy's gone 3-2 Brentford. Com's gone 4-2 Brentford. Wade's gone 3-1 Brentford. It's a bit of everything actually, isn't it? Cortex has gone 2-2. Yeah, this could be one of those games where they just go rogue. And like that, Cortex is thinking then. He's thinking, right, KDB to Mitoma or Trossard. I do like the Mitoma pick. I do. I'd probably go Mitoma over Trossard. Just because I think, Saka will probably get the majority of the ball. And I'd probably go with them.
So Shane, quick one for you. The reason why I wanted to stop there is I wanted to see how many goals each of us have predicted for game week 38. Right?
Oh, and then look at the hours. I like that.
You've predicted 32, which would put it pretty shit, to be honest, as a game week 38. I predicted 38. So I'm liking my prediction more than I'm liking yours. Just in terms of enjoyment of game week 38 more than anything else.
I like that.
Look, quite a close one there. Look, I thought the final thing that we'll do, because I am going to have to shoot, I've got a lot to do today, unfortunately. But I was just going to share where my current free hit is, just as a kind of, this is what the data has told me so far, plus some significant bias. So let's just add that to the world. Here we are. And critique me or question me. Go for it. Whatever you want, Shane.
Is this what you're thinking?
This is where I'm at the moment. This is where I am so far.
Let's have a look from the back. Double Newcastle defence. A double in the last game of the season. I don't like it.
You got to go for it. You got to go for it. You got to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. Just not in the last day of the season. I just think it'll be too many goals. Calafiore, will he start?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's maybe one that I maybe need to look at. I need the defence.
And the thing is, so he'll be starting as a centre-back, just to clarify. But the way that I see this set up with Southampton, with a low block, out of all of Arsenal's centre-backs, he carries the highest XG, particularly from set pieces. He's a ball carrier, so as Southampton sit back on the low block, he'll carry it. And watch back the Man City goal, watch back the Wolves goal. This guy loves the shot from range.
Yeah, no, that's a good shot.
So if we're thinking clean sheet and a goal, you're laughing, right?
Gvardiol, do you know what?
And yeah, Cortex, I agree with that on White, but I can't stop seeing a Calafiore screamer. That's why. I think White gets an assist.
It's more exciting.
Calafiore gets a goal.
It's more exciting than a White. Livramento, attacking. Gvardiol attacking. Although I do think there's a chance for them to score. Midfield strong. I like the Gruda pick as well. I've seen him pop up where we assist. Good player. I've seen him as well. Actually, really good. Saka,
Gruda was definitely there as like one of my first picks as well. It's annoying as he's picking up track. It won't be too much traction. Look, Gakpo's in there if he starts. So Gakpo just always scores at home for Liverpool. Always. Like, again, I'll just quickly run through it. But Cody Gakpo at home. Let's have a quick look at him here because it's mental. You know when you see certain players have trends, right?
Yeah.
Cody Gakpo scored at home against Arsenal, home against Tottenham. 2 goals and an assist against Ipswich, goal against United, goal and assist against Leicester. Maybe I won't have him, but I do want to start Welbeck. I was
just about to say, and it's quite funny you got him because they're the two I'm considering taking. Isaac's definitely going out. Second one, it's either going to be Wissa or Welbeck, but I quite fancy the Welbeck. It's the last game of the season. I quite fancy it. You know what? You don't have Watkins.
Well, Watkins doesn't make the cut, but Evan Nilsson feels like he should be in there, right?
I've got him.
But that's part of the reason why I don't have him. A lot of people do have him. And like for me, Kai's a non-negotiable just as an Arsenal fan, as a punt, right? He's a non-negotiable and I'm probably captaining him, right? I don't advise that. Yeah, I can just see a couple of goals for him. I'm happy with Gordon.
Will he play 90?
No, God no. But
he will start.
But even if he doesn't start, like 20 minutes against tired Southampton legs when they're already 3-0 up, I don't hate that either. So, yeah, I guess it's that kind of thing. Look, I like Gordon covering for a lack of Isak. I like Mbumo covering for Visser. There isn't a Bournemouth midfielder that would cover for Evan Nilsson. So there is a world where Gakpo becomes Evan Nilsson, but then I'm still benching Welbeck. Defense-wise, I'm going to keep playing around with it because defense-wise, I am tempted to start Collins with my theory about Wolves at home or Wolves in Game Week 38.
What about Kerkez, though? He picks up, what has he got? I think he's got six assists, maybe 6 assists. I was looking at him today against Leicester.
Yeah, but I don't see a clean sheet. Like when I looked at the data, it was just going back to this. Like for me, it is just going back to this. Yeah.
But then Leicester, Leicester are different from what they probably the majority of the time they've been in it. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm going back to this as well. Game Week 38 clean sheets. Yeah. There was one against the bottom three last year. There was none the year before. There was one the year before. So if we were to say out of Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester, who's the most likely to score this week? It's Leicester.
Yeah.
And the stats say that at least 2 of them will score this week. So if I say to you at least 2 relegated teams score this week, then Leicester's a lock, right? They're just a lock.
Yeah. No, I do like it. I would, if it was me, I'd probably play Kerkez over Livramento just because I don't really like the double. But and then the
Livramento is probably Shaw. Livramento is probably Shaw or Dan Burn instead for the aerial threat against the lack of defence. That's kind of it.
Branthwaite's out, yeah.
But look, that's kind of it from me, Shane. I've literally got 5 minutes left. So, is there anything else you want to run through before we leave?
No, I think
I did start something. I think you already asked this, didn't you? Of who'd you sell KDB for? Look, it's Cortex. Genuinely, my opinion on Game Week 38 is if you've not been here for all of it, like all of this data is on my threads. So do click onto my Twitter page, have a look through the threads there, just so you can spend a bit more time. Look, a lot of this data I wouldn't read into, but there is literally the historic game week thread of season by season. So if you do want to verify it with who the team plays, there's a separate thread on that as well. And just go with one that you like. If you're going for a punt in your midfield spot for 1 week, don't worry about who everyone else is doing. If Matoma stands out for you, it's Matoma. If Trossard stands out for you, it's Trossard. If you think KDB starts and he stands out for you, keep him. It doesn't matter. But like Game Week 38 is definitely the time to go with your gut.
100%. I've been saying that. And a lot of time, our first thought is usually one that we should have went with, and we always fault a bit of pressure and change it. But yeah, and just have a little bit of fun as well. Listen, unless you're, probably, I don't know, top 50, you've not got a chance of winning it. So you might as well have a little bit of fun. Sure, you want to keep a green arrow, but have a little bit of fun because it'll be so much more enjoyable when you're punt. So for me, I think I'm going to go Captain Rogers, by the way, which is a bit out there. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. But it'll be more enjoyable watching it and it coming in, rather than, I've gone for the normal captain. But this week, there isn't really a normal captain. So, yeah, like you said, go with your gut, trust your instinct, and enjoy it, mate. After a long season, it's finally come to an end. Enjoy all the games at the same time. And we'll be back to review the season in the Game Week 38 next time as well. Thanks very much.
We'll also be there and also we'll be back to see if Arsenal continue their 100% win record and if Wolves continue their 100% loss record. So look, appreciate everyone joining us this season. Shout out to a lot of other people that have supported us along the way as we've been pretty useless. Look, particularly Geddy, Wade, Colm, you're here all the time. Cortex, you're here regularly. Look, guys, it's great when you are here with us. We love it. Yeah. Alex Follow, as always, doing the thumbnail for us this week. Cayman, great having you with us from time to time. Do really appreciate it. And we are aiming to do something a bit more consistent next year. Also, stay tuned because I have something planned in the off season. I have something planned, and it will feature a lot of your favorite FPL content creators, and we'll get to see what they really know. So, yeah, look, stay tuned.
We'll leave you hanging, yeah.
Yeah, look, keep an eye. Recordings are taking place. So, look, really appreciate you all joining us. Good week, good week in gaming week. Ugh, that doesn't work. So, good luck in game week 38. I hope you don't do as well as my free hit does, but I hope you all do well as it is.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Wait, Shay, you need to keep talking till I find the media asset that says goodbye.
Quick. See, we're getting better every time.